What's up guys, I'm Danny and this is everything you need to know about disc golf footwork. Correct disc golf footwork breaks down to 3 steps. Lots of people do a bigger run-up, but the last 3 steps are always the same. And those 3 steps are the setup, the X-step, and the brace. Now throughout this video, I'm going to be talking about the line. The line I'm referring to is the line from the peak of the reach back through the release of the discs onto the target. It's a straight line, and I'm imagining that projected straight on the floor. Now for most of disc golf footwork, my toes are on that line. And this keeps the weight on my toes, and this keeps myself in an athletic position, except for the last step. Now during the last step, I plant my heel on that line. But I'm going to talk about that line several times. That's the line I'm talking about. Straight from reach back through the target on the ground. That's the line. Step 1 is the setup. Setup is super easy. I take my foot and put it perpendicular on that line. The right side of my right foot is facing the target. This lines up my feet, my shoes almost said, it lines up my feet, it lines up my hips, and it lines up my shoulders with the line I'm throwing. Step 2 is the X-step. This is where I see a lot of beginners go wrong. I see a lot of people turn their left foot when they bring it behind their right foot, and this turns their hips, and they think that's what the X-step is for. Now while the X-step is for loading the hips, the left foot doesn't turn and the hips don't turn during it. To do it correctly during the X-step, I bring my left foot behind my right and plant it sideways. If I turn my hips early, I have a hard time timing them later on, and when I do that last step, it turns them back, and they end up having no power going into the throw. So, correct footwork is don't turn the hips during the X-step. Last step is the brace. This is where everything happens. This is where the reach back happens. This is where the hips turn. This is where everything. Angels sing, a child is born. I don't remember. It's Christmas time. That's what I'm thinking about. Anyway, last step. Last step is when dominant foot is reached forward in a big step. Now this has to stop all of your forward momentum, so it's a fairly large step. And it's turned away from the target, not like all the way, just like 45 degrees, 30 degrees, whatever. I don't turn it much. And it differs based on the degree of hyzer or anhyzer I'm throwing. But turning my foot here loads my hips. I don't even think about it. I know that when I turn my foot, it's going to load my hips. I then plant my foot pointed slightly away from the target such that my heel is on the line. And when I come through with my shot, I'm bracing against the side of my foot. Now I turn on my heel because that's the end of my foot and that feels solid for me. But some people turn on their toe, and some people spin their entire foot, and that's how they go through shoes so fast. I don't really care what you're doing. You could be spinning on your finger for all I care. Just solid, straight pull through and brace against the side of your foot. Now the common mistakes that I see, number 1 is running through the disc golf shot. Disc golf shot should be paced a little bit faster than a walk, but not much at all. I figure the timing is about as hard as setting an analog watch. I can't even do that while I'm walking, and so doing it while running is just completely out of the question. So slow down. I see far too many people running through. Just take it easy, focus on timing, and you'll end up with a lot more power. And number 2 that I already talked about kind of is turning your hips during the X-step. Just don't do that. Wait till the last step. That's all I got about footwork. Let me know what you think. If you have any other questions or if you have any suggestions on editing this video for the first time, usually I just post it. So let me know if you have any questions or any tips on how to edit better or anything I missed in the coverage. I tried to go pretty quick, keep it short. So just remember next time, slow is smooth and smooth is far.